It goes by many names.
Some have named it the coronavirus. Some have referenced it by its medical name, COVID-19, and some have coined it as one of the most impactful global pandemics in history.
So far, it has infected nearly 2.5 million people and has killed over 260,000. According to the World Health Organization, the worst of the virus is yet to come.
In this pandemic, we have seen some of the world's greatest entrepreneurs step up to help solve some of these problems and serve the world.
NASA has switched their focus into producing much-needed ventilators.
New Balance has converted their shoe manufacturing facilities into producing masks for hospitals.
Never before have we seen businesses pivot so quickly to respond to this growing global issue.
This is what true entrepreneurship looks like, and this is where we too have stepped up to the challenge. At Enactus Regina, as young entrepreneurial leaders and aspiring changemakers, we recognize these problems and see opportunities to take entrepreneurial action.
And have done so with 2 impactful projects.
The International Monetary Fund has warned that the economic fallout from COVID-19 could make the 2008 crisis and even the Great Depression look tame.
Now, more than ever before, young Canadians are actively making important financial decisions today without a basic understanding of emergency planning, budgeting, investing, taxes, retirement, and long-term planning.
With a projected Canadian unemployment rate of 15% and hundreds of thousands of layoffs reported across industries like retail, airline, and tourism, personal finance, money management has grown to be an even more of a global priority.
On the other hand, financial institutions are also seeing the repercussions of their clients' uninformed money management. Last year, TD reported that their sour loans had increased 23%, costing them hundreds of millions of dollars.
With a global economic downturn, this number is only predicted to rise, as experts suggest that the world's financial systems are facing the largest historical financial crisis we've ever seen.
In our marketing research, we found that these problems that consumers and financial institutions faced were tied to each other due to 2 realities. One being that financially illiterate people did not know how to properly manage their money, and the other being that young consumers were not adequately matched with the right banking products and services.
Our financial literacy project, which has been running for 3 years now, has been working to combat the lack of financial literacy, which has grown to become an even bigger problem in the recent turn of events.
In 2017, we proposed a curriculum for grades 11 and 12 students that was developed by our project manager and a University of Regina professor. After developing a partnership with the Saskatchewan Business Teachers Association, our curriculum was passed through government and today is being taught in 12 school districts and 2 First Nation reserves as both Personal Finance 20 and 30 classes.
Today, our impact, which is now needed more than ever before, has stretched across the province, indirectly impacting over 10,000 students this past year alone through the in-class financial empowerment.
But in order to scale our impact beyond the classroom, we switched our focus to placing our curriculum directly into the hands of the youth who are actively making life-changing financial decisions.
The best way we could do this was to shift to going digital. And this is where FIFO was born.
This past year, we began digitizing our curriculum and started the development of a new white label interactive financial literacy application that was easily accessible, user-friendly, and scalable.
Our development team of designers, computer science, and business students began the development of FIFO in September of 2019.
The app delivers the curriculum via micro-modules followed by applied testing. This generates an evaluation score which is displayed on their profile called MyFIFO. This can then be used as a supplementary risk evaluation tool for financial institutions, improving the long-term sustainability and success of credit agreements in these unprecedented times.
Additionally, this lead generation app is designed to use machine learning to assess which banking products and services are appropriate for them based on their personal, financial profile, as well as curriculum results and user preferences.
We've signed non-disclosure agreements with a few of Canada's largest financial institutions to use our beta application.
FIFO expects to have a working beta complete by the end of this summer, with our guidance from our corporate, partners, and community.
In just over 2 years, a small proposal snowballed into the establishment of province-wide financial literacy classes and transformed into a new financial technology startup, now becoming a financial solution to the world economic crisis that we are facing.
More importantly, this scalable impact will have a long-lasting effect after the scars of the coronavirus have faded.
But there is another way that we are addressing the open wounds of COVID-19, creating impact right now.
According to the World Health Organization, wearing a mask is one of the best preventative measures to limit the spread of COVID-19, especially in conjunction with the other practices that have been drummed into us for the past number of weeks: physical distancing, hand hygiene, and self-isolating.
But with Canada's shortage of proper PPE equipment, providing self-protection mask equipment has been a challenge for the nation as a whole.
Recognizing this PPE shortage and the increasing demand for masks, Sask Masks, a social enterprise, was born.
Sask Masks' mission is twofold, as it is not only helping to supply the country's demand for masks, but also raising much-needed funds for 3 local nonprofit organizations: the YWCA, the Regina Food Bank, and Carmichael Outreach.
The homemade masks are sold for $20, with the net proceeds going to 3 charities. In efforts to meet the national demand, the core team, made up of 4 business students, have grown their production team by 900% in just a few weeks, employing 36 sewers who have been laid off due to the pandemic, as well as recruiting community volunteers.
The design of the masks was found on an online YouTube video, which has been tested to be more effective in filtration than the single-use surgical masks.
Sask masks are made with 2 layers of 100% quilter's cotton fabric, which have been shown to filter out 70 to 79% of drip particles, a filter pocket, and a wire nose piece that bends around the nose to seal airflow from coming in and out from the top.
The masks are made with cotton that has either been purchased from struggling local fabric stores or generously donated by gracious community members who would otherwise have thrown out the fabric.
Sask Masks' triple bottom line has positively impacted the nation socially, economically, and environmentally.
To date, in just 5 short weeks, Sask Masks has received national recognition and has continued to spread its impact across the country.
While keeping socially distant, Sask Masks has managed to indirectly impact over 12,000 people by providing over 2,000 people with reusable, washable protective masks, and over 12,000 people with the health education and safety information campaign on their various social media platforms.
Has employed 36 seamstresses in these economically challenging times.
Has diverted over 1,000 meters of fabric from the landfill, equaling 2.65 metric tons of CO2.
And finally, has donated $20,000 of much-needed charity funds.
FIFO and Sask Masks truly represent how Enactus Regina utilizes business innovation, leadership, and entrepreneurship. But we have also done so in successfully running 7 additional projects this year.
With a key focus on entrepreneurship, environmentalism, and food security, these projects include
Readapt, which is building a knowledge mobilization network that designs, assembles, and distributes low-cost accessibility devices for people living with disabilities and cannot afford the more expensive alternatives.
Sask Unmasked, which leverages technology and social media to spread awareness and offer mental health support and tips in response to the anxiety and depression resulting from the global pandemic.
Prince's Operation Entrepreneur, a week-long entrepreneurship bootcamp for 19 Canadian veterans. In the past 7 years, we have helped 120 veterans launch business ventures from food trucks to custom formal shirt companies.
Push Start, which has created a close-knit community of Saskatchewan's best and brightest business leaders via social networks and podcasts made for entrepreneurs by entrepreneurs.
Garbage Gone, which uses interactive, gamified, and incentivized systems in their smart bins to decrease littering in areas with high foot traffic or vulnerable habitats.
Feedbank, a sustainability initiative focusing on education and transportation of excess food from partnered food vendors to nonprofit shelters.
And finally, Paperback Beads, which aims to bridge the gap between homelessness and long-term employment by upcycling materials like cans and cork into stylish bracelets.
Over the course of 1 year, this all could not be done without the commitment from our team of 37 students,
who volunteered over 11,000 hours,
directly impacted 88 people,
and created 36 new jobs,
indirectly impacted over 22,000 people,
and created lasting social, economic, and environmental impact. After realizing that the time to act is now, the world needs leaders like us to step up, and we cannot wait until the global pandemic is over.
We are Enactus Regina, taking entrepreneurial action today to transform the world for a better tomorrow.